Okay, now we're going to look at the four basic operations in mathematics: add, subtract, multiply, and divide. There's a lot of words in the English language that mean the same as to add. 3 plus 4 equals 7. You could say the sum of 3 and 4 is 7. You could say 3 increased by 4 is 7, or the total of 3 and 4 is 7. Now more than is a little different than the others on the list. 3 more than 4, it's still 7, but it's translated a little differently. Now what I want you to think about is how and why it's different. What makes it different from the other words in the list? Another phrase that means the same as more than is added to. 3 added to 4. We'll come back to that in a moment. There's also a lot of words for subtraction. There's subtract, minus, the difference of 7 and 3, 7 decreased by 3, 7 diminished by 3. All these mean the same. 7 less 3, they're all synonymous. But this next one, less than, is a little different than the rest. 7 less than 3. We'll come back to that in a moment. Also subtracted from. These words are in boxes at the bottom of the list for a reason. So think about why they're down there. For multiplication, we got multiply, times, the product of 7 and 8 is 56. Of can mean multiplication, especially when dealing with fractions and percentages. Half of 50 is 25. That's 1/2 times 50. 70% of 100. That would imply multiplication. Twice is specific. It means to multiply by 2, but we use that one a lot, so I'm going to put it on the list. And for division, there's not much, just divide and quotient. Now let's take a look at those words on the bottom: more than, added to, less than, and subtracted from. Most of these phrases can be expressed just as they appear, forwards. In other words, 7 subtract 3 means literally 7 minus 3. The difference of 7 and 3 also means 7 minus 3. 7 decreased by 3, 7 minus 3. 7 diminished by 3, also the same. 7 less 3, 7 minus 3. The first number comes first, the second number comes second. All these are synonymous. However, 7 less than 3, you can hear the difference. 7 less than 3. It means start with 3 and take 7 away from it. 7 less than 3. So that translates to 3 minus 7. It's not first number first, second number second. It's flipped. And we know that subtraction is not commutative. You cannot flip-flop subtraction. 3 minus 7 is a negative 4. All those other answers on top, 7 minus 3, that's a positive 4. So it really makes a difference here with less than that you get this right. Same with subtracted from. 7 subtracted from 3, that's going to be 3 minus 7. It doesn't matter so much with the addition, because addition is commutative. I'm talking about more than and added to. But it's still important to translate as close as you can to what is said in English. You want to translate it mathematically as close as possible. So more than and added to will follow these same backwards rules. Let's now translate the following phrases. 5 times k decreased by 3 would be 5k minus 3. 4 less than the product of 3 and y. 4 less than the product of 3 and y. You're going to take 4 away from 3y. That's going to be 3y minus 4. See how less than is backwards? 7 subtracted from 8 multiplied by y. That's going to be 8y minus 7. You're going to take 7 away from 8y. The product of 10 and m diminished by 7. Diminished by isn't backwards, so that's just 10m minus 7. 4 more than the quotient of x and 3. You could say 4 plus x divided by 3, but it'd be better to say x divided by 3 plus 4. 4 more than the quotient of x and 3. You can hear the difference. You could also write it this way: 4 more than x over 3. X over 3 is x divided by 3. And finally, the difference of 8 and twice the number m is going to be 8 minus 2m. That one goes in order.